We're live. How y'all doing? I'm not going to do this for every one of them, but welcome to Table Talks with John Franklin. Episode 1, Dorian Wallace, welcome.
Yeah, I was excited.
Me too.
Excited.
First one on the podcast.
Big deal.
It is. It's a huge deal. So we can jump right into it. So let's start. Okay, Dorian.
Okay.
So I know you pretty well. We've hung out pretty much all day today in the past few days. You know, we're the same fraternity and things like that.
Yeah.
But let's start. So why'd you come to NKU?
Yeah. So I actually originally planned to go to UK. That was my UK or UC. I got accepted into both of them. So I decided to go to NKU mainly because my parents. I was like, my heart was set to go to UK. But they said that I have to go to NKU because UK was too far away. So I ended up here in NKU. So it's a lot cheaper than it was at like UK or UC. And it's a lot closer to home. But now I live on my own. So
right,
really have to stay at home, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I live at home now. I mean, I have my own apartment now. So
Right.
yeah, that's like the main reason. My parents mostly. And I thought, I mean, I've been to NKU's campus before for like events from school and stuff. I liked it. It was pretty good. But I just wanted to get away for a little bit, just like, you know, find something new instead of Kentucky, or like not even Kentucky, just like far away from home. But that did not come to fruition, so I'm here in KU now.
Sweet. That's perfect.
Yeah.
So whenever I first met you, I think the first time I remember meeting you actually was Run Out.
Yeah.
Was Run Out Day. It was the first time I
Very first time
was
met
seeing
anyone actually.
Really?
Yeah.
With the organization, things like that, which I'm
Yeah.
great. SEGAP really had that opportunity to bring us together and help us meet everyone, you know. So I guess the next question I'd like to ask you is, how'd you get involved? What started that process, and what are you involved in?
Oh gosh, started the process. So I'm only really involved in 2 things on campus. I'm in Leadership Mentors right now, which is an organization that does like basically like just show like the leaders on campus like do stuff, like we have retreats. We just like let the people know like what's going on and stuff like that. Just a big like leadership group to build our leadership skills as individuals.
Yeah.
So I'm in that, and then I'm also in, like you said, I'm in our fraternity, Sigma Phi Epsilon.
Yeah.
So I guess what really got me hooked onto these orgs, I'll start with LMs, I guess, Leadership Mentors. I am really close with the president of it right now, and she said that I have really good leadership aspects to me that she thinks that the Leadership Mentors could help me and could help me build on. So I went to all the meetings. I'm a part of it now, and I think that going to that has showed me like what kind of leader I can be and my faults and stuff like that. So, and in Sigma Phi Epsilon fraternity, I had no will to join a fraternity at all. You can ask some of my friends back in high school. I literally would like talk in front of the class. I was like, I'm never gonna join a fraternity. That's just gross. Like, why would I ever do that?
Right.
And now I'm like vice president of it. So isn't that everything's comes full circle? But I guess it all started. I got these random texts from other fraternity men on campus, just like asking me to hang out and see what it's like. So I hung out with a bunch of guys, random guys from different chapters and stuff, and I just felt at home in SIGEP. So I didn't have like a ton of friends in high school. I was kind of stayed myself and kind of just floated when needed to be. So I was, and then I also commuted my freshman year, so I was kind of far away. So I was like, I need to do something to have fun in college and not just be that person that just does school and leaves. So I decided to join a fraternity. I do not regret it whatsoever. But yeah, that's like the main thing. I got guys contacting me, asking me to go to events and stuff, and I hung out with a bunch of them, and I just felt home here. So.
Yeah, I was pretty much the same way, you know, because NKU, this school, you know, beautiful campus. A lot of ups and downs about it.
Yeah.
You know, and I've seen it over the years as we've been doing this for. And, you know, for me, I come from a very small town. You know that, right?
Yeah.
You know, I'm from Southern Kentucky, 2.5 hours away. And I always say that place it's got that small town mindset, you know, and for me, NKU, like the main reason I came was because I got into GSA, Governor Scholars for the Arts, and I was a theater kid at the time whenever I first got here. Still love the program here, you know, but I only got into it for a semester, you know, and I'm glad I did, and I was trying to find my way here through as a freshman does, and the main thing I came here, and I say this and I mentioned from the small town, is because you know, there's not a single kid from my high school that decided to come here. You know,
that's crazy.
Not a single one. And I knew I had one mindset, going into it, and that's to network and to find new people.
Yeah.
Always try to make a connection, in some form or fashion. At the time, it was for the theater department. I was like, okay, I know I'm going to have to get in, try to get in front of some directors, get around some other actors to find my fit, trying to find that organization I fit best with. And, they had, whenever I first came here, they had those little classrooms and things like that where you first went to, and they made you do them icebreaker games.
Oh, with a bunch of
other freshmen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, gosh.
And it was awkward, it was really awkward at first. And that's how I met Dylan Perez. Was in that circle, and he one day after one of them little groups, I knew I had a network, and I just walked up to him, and I was like, "You want to go get lunch?" Like, I'm kind of a heavier set dude, so I like food, me, so I'm always down to go eat. And he actually is the reason I got into the chapter. Well, part of the big reason of it was because, I told myself, and I was the same way as you was. My buddies from high school was like, there's no possible way, no way you would do something like that. That's not you, not who you are. And then I had a couple of them that I was like, yeah, you'll go do it. That's, that's just like you. And I was like, no way, you're crazy. And then I guess, let's see, I went to the dodgeball. I went to all of SAGAP's, rush events and things like that. But the one that did it for me was I got to meet Sam Shelton and Sam Newman, my big. And I knew I had a network in some form or fashion. And I'm sitting down, I'm talking to Sam. And Tex is looking at me and he's talking, and he's just going on about how he's the president of the organization and about how he went to GSE, which is similar to GSA, but it's for entrepreneurs. Mm-hmm. And I'm I'm an entrepreneur by heart. Yeah. And it just I told Dylan going into it too. I looked him in the car. I said, "There's no way I'm going to change my mind. Nothing's going to stop it. I'm just going to go in, have fun, play some video games, sit with some strangers, and then head out." And I ended up spending 30 minutes at the game night event. Wow. At Logan and Brendan Vic's apartment. And I walked out of there and I looked at Dylan and I was like, yeah, I think I'm gonna do it. I gotta call my aunt first, but I'm definitely gonna do it, see what she thinks. Yeah. And she was like, yeah, I think it's a good idea. It's a good approach. Definitely going into it. So I mean, I guess the first step, which you as a commuter, that's what you said earlier. And for me, I wasn't. I moved on to a dorm with I don't want to say random, but a new person. Never knew him a day in my life, and I'm not gonna say names, ain't gonna say nothing like that. But it was a situation for sure. And they eventually ended up dropping out of school and things like that. And I eventually had the door to myself. But for me, the main thing was adjustment. Figuring out, because in a small town, yes, it's small. You think you walk a lot, but as in small, I mean, there's just not that many people, so you got to drive everywhere. Yeah. And I guess. I guess walking and trying to find my way around was a big step. Chris Prince was my RA on campus. Oh, really? Yeah. And that's how JP got involved with him, actually, was through me. He was talking about how he was coming over to the dorms all the time. And that's what made him become an RA. And I was like, wow, that's sweet of you to say something like that. Yeah, that's crazy. But, it was just one of them things that I kind of fell in love with. Chris first showed me around campus, showed me where my classes are and things like that. And, there's a lot of upside and downside to it, but it's definitely a beautiful thing, getting involved in and things like that. Yeah. But so for you, so what do you think? What are some highlights do you think so far that you've had in college? In college? Yeah, just in general, not just fraternity, anything. Just anything? Yeah, be raw about it. Yeah. I think my biggest accomplishment. If I can talk, my biggest accomplishment. Gosh, if I can talk. To this day, it's probably getting a job in the hospital. Yeah. I think that has been by far my goal that I have set for myself when I first came to college. Because I was a psych major my freshman year, and I was like, I don't know if I want to do psychology my entire life. So now I'm biology now, pre-med. So I was like, I need to start getting my foot in the door to see what the hospital's like, because that's what I want to do. So I think I work in the like I said, I work at Children's Hospital now. So I think that has been by far my biggest accomplishment to this day. I don't want to say to this day, but it has been pretty crazy for that. But I'm having so much fun there, and it's such a good learning opportunity to see if I really want to stick with pre-med, if I want to do a different route. And I couldn't be any more thankful. And I'm very proud of myself for my resume, for how many interviews I had with them. It was a hard process. I was scared I wasn't going to get the job. I was so scared. But after talking and interviewing with them, I feel like I had a connection, with children in general and with the people. So, and they felt the same way. So, got the job based on that.
That's probably one of my greatest accomplishments. Another thing, I am, like I said, I'm vice president of a fraternity, which I never would have expected in my entire life. But I think that becoming, I almost fell. Becoming programming in my chapter has definitely opened my eyes and made me more social than I would have been, I would say.
Right.
Like I said, like in college, not in college, I'm sorry, in high school, I was kind of like sticking to myself, not really like trying to get out there as much as I should have probably done in high school, like most people do. So I think that like taking this step in my journey as becoming an adult and becoming more like into my career definitely helped me a lot. I have networked, like you said, networking is big in campus and Greek life and everything. I've networked with so many people, and I feel like I've had connections with people that I never would have had if I didn't have this position, you know.
Right.
So I'm like thankful for people to put me in that position and to let me grow and reach my potential that I know that I didn't know I could even reach to, you know.
Yeah.
So props to that. Other than that, I mean, those are like, I mean, right off the top of my head is like the two main ones that I can think of as like accomplishment wise. I'm in my major now, like in my major classes and stuff. So that's going good. I'm proud of myself. I'm just proud of myself in general for just sticking to life and sticking to college. I've gone through a lot of stuff in my life like that probably would have made people be like, whoa, chill, you know?
Yeah.
But I think that sticking to college and just having my hopes and dreams not taken away from me and not me letting them go away has probably been my biggest accomplishment as well. So,
yeah. What was like, if you could think, what was the ideal like downfall, or what was like one of the biggest struggles?
Like my spiral, when my spiral started.
Yeah.
So get a little personal. My mom had a liver transplant when I was a sophomore, junior in high school. So I was like 16, 17, not knowing if my mom was going to live. I was at the hospital. My mom is like as many people know me, my mom's like my best friend. I talk about my mom all the time. But she's like the person in my life who just stuck by me and just told me to push on when I didn't think I could push anymore. So seeing her go through that and falling so ill, I was in the hospital 24/7. I visited her every day after school. Like right when 225 hit from my high school and I got let out, I went straight to the hospital to stay with her because no one knew if my mom was gonna survive this. And that was probably the most I don't want to say traumatizing, but it was the most painful thing I had to go through at such a young age. I had to learn how to grow up so fast.
Right.
Like I said, like it was me and my younger sister, who's like a year and a half younger than me. If my mom was gonna die, I had to be the one to step up for my sister, you know. And so that was probably the one thing that definitely drove me. That one thing that like I definitely think that like dictate on what I become to this day.
Right.
So going through such a event in your life at such a young age, it really dictated my life. My mom ended up surviving the whole ordeal. It was she was in the hospital for like about like I couldn't tell, probably like a year and a half. Like it was insane. Like I would literally like spend the night at the hospital and go straight to school the next morning because I wanted to get all the time I had with my mom because I'm like, she passes away, what am I gonna do? You know, I'm not gonna see her anymore. So I tried as much as I could, even if it did start to affect like my schooling a little bit, and like I said, like my social life, it affected a lot because I didn't want to have a social life until I knew my mom was okay.
Right.
So that was definitely the biggest thing that I went through as an individual, and I think it dictated my who I am today, like in the chapter, in life to my friends.
Yeah.
I think it really helped me become who I am today.
Right.
So.
I think for me, you know, and I try to go all the time, and you know, I've got a lot of, I wouldn't say free time, but I have a huge flexibility with my schedule with my job through Trans-America. And I think I come to college this semester, because you know I got this one left. I'm up here.
Yeah.
And it's a big reason why I wanted to do this, you know, and it was because I wanted to make it my mission that I'm present now.
Yeah.
You know, with people, talking to people.
Yep.
If it's I'm hanging out and we're going to this event, I got the phone put away. If we're going out to dinner, I got it flipped over. You know, and it's because those exact moments you're talking about being with your mom. It's learning to be present.
Yeah.
You know, and being there.
And you have to be. You know.
You got to. It's so important, and with, with me, I probably got 8 hours a day screen time on my phone. I'm not kidding.
I feel on that one.
Yeah, and it's a struggle, with our generation. It's something we got to fight for. And it's just, to me, that's my main thing, is trying to be more present and be there with people, because you really don't know how long you got with them. And especially going into the industry I'm into now, with life insurance and, retirement plans, like anything could happen. Any point, any time, you could leave here and get in a car accident and this would be the last thing I've got of you. Yeah. And that's sad to hear, but that's the reality of it.
Mm-hmm. I agree with that. Like working in the ED, I feel the exact same way. Your life could change in a second, and your entire life could change in a second. And I 100% agree. Living in the present is such a big deal nowadays because, of course, technology era is booming right now with phones, tablets, laptops, everything. So I think just putting that phone down and just taking everything around you, just having a conversation with someone is such a big thing that people need to have nowadays. Don't be scared to just if you don't even know someone, you're just walking down the street and you think, oh hey, they look like they have a cool outfit on. Yeah. Tell them they have a cool outfit on. You know, just don't I don't know. I'm not, that's my big thing. I've done the same thing, John. I've taken a step back from my phone because I'm only in college for 2 more years. I'm never gonna see any of these. I might not even see these guys again. Yeah. And at least to make an impression in their life at such a age that they can learn and grow as a person. From my relationship with them as during undergrad and college, they'll remember me forever. So I agree.
I think it's a very big step.
Yeah,
I really do. And I seeing what all the work you've done. It's the reason I wanted you on here. You put on several amazing events. You got the Jeopardy event you helped put on. You helped so much with St. Baldrick's past 2 years. So incredible. It was incredible.
Thank you.
And I see your skills, the work you put in to the chapter and to the community. And still scoring so well in school, and man, I admire you. I really do. And a lot of the work you've done, and with the e-board and everything like that, that's a big step in it. It really is. And just how well you work with other organizations too, with the Divine Nine and with sorority life and things like that. And still, like he was talking about, seeing strangers and just saying, "Hey, I like that jacket."
Yeah.
And it really makes a difference. And I think especially, for freshmen and how hard it can be. Yeah. Because my brother, I don't know if you remember this, but my brother, his last year he came up here and he got severe anxiety and things like that.
Yeah.
And it's so hard for him to break that bubble. And, it's taking that initiative and making sure you're surrounded by the right people, to help you in those situations. I started going to therapy actually. Because I was totally against therapy for the longest time, totally against it, not my thing. Yeah. And I was I'll always figure it out, or I'll go to the gym and I'll work through my own stuff. And joining this chapter, I was with Peyton one night because I was on what was it called? I can't remember the name of it. It was in some sort of committee, and I was talking to him one night, and I was like, what do you think about this? And he's like, I think you should do it. And then he gave me a business card, and I went up and I went to therapy the first time. And then I was like, wow, okay, I could do this again. Yeah. And it just helped me break that barrier.
Yeah, it's just so good, to talk to someone, even a professional, just in general, just to talk to someone who's not, I want to say present in your life, but not a main figure and here in your life, and if that makes any sense. You know what I'm trying to say there? Yeah. Just an outside perspective, outside source in your life, It's so good to talk to someone like that. Mm-hmm. So my props to you. Very, very proud of you for that one. I definitely recommend that to anyone, Yeah. Such a good eye-opening thing to have.
It is. All right, well, Dorian, I'm going to cut this thing short, but I'm glad you came. I'm glad you did this. It was good getting to know you a little bit more.
Thanks. It was fun. It's fun having me as your first guest. Had a blast. It was awesome. Yeah. So thank you.
Thank you. We're out.
Yeah.